All right, so Mac Miller is an artist out of Pittsburgh. Most of you know him. I'm sure you know him. He is one of the guys that is leading the frontier on the independent scene. Artists that are independent, the way that he is, a lot of their money comes from hitting the shows. And so he's a big name in the tours and the festivals and everything of that nature. So I love talking about Mac Miller, even though his first album wasn't really Blue Slide Park. It wasn't my type of album, it wasn't for me, but I respect it because it definitely set precedent for independent artists to really get out here and just do it yourself and make your own way in the music world. This album, which is called Watching Movies with the Sound Off. I really love the cover. I don't love the cover in the sense that, he is nude on the cover, but I love the cover as far as the idea of the way that they styled it. I thought that was cool. I thought it was different. You know, it's a way to get people to look at the album where they kind of go, what the heck is going on? I still, when I look at the cover, really don't quite fully, I guess it's just to pull you in. First of all, for all the fans that are Blue Slide Park, kids, that type of Mac Miller, this isn't that Mac Miller. Mac Miller went to Macadelic and then connecting to this. It's more samples, it's more him really rapping. Sort of like what people kind of had heard early Mac, it was kind of like he was more of a rapper. Then he kind of changed his sound a little bit more. And I think his fan base fed to, they kind of were connected to what he was doing. It was really, his sound really mirrors the people that were listening to his music. It was more of like a young college crowd, young, semi-popish, semi-alternative group. But this is a hip-hop album. I'm very interested, will his core fans really follow him down this road? Because he really is doing something that, maybe they would say, don't do that. Because look how many records you sold being this type of Mac Miller. So this is a new Mac Miller. But I personally am glad that he did this. I'm glad that he made this road. I'm glad that he's doing something that's more hip hop. It's more what speaks to me. So we're gonna go into the songs that you should check out. So the first song I'm gonna put you on to is Red Dot Music, done by one of my favorite producers, definitely in my top 10, Alchemist. Shouts out to Alchemist in LA, killing the game. I'm not gonna lie, when he was working with Mobb Deep, I thought he was African American. I thought he was, then when I see him, I was like, wow, okay, he's Caucasian. And he's making such crazy beats. He's amazing. And what he did with Red Dot Music, and he did a song with, some of you are getting familiar to him, Action Bronson, which, he's killing it right now. Him and Mac Miller combined their efforts, and they made this Red Dot Music, which I thought was a hot concept. They both did great verses, great jobs, did good bar work on it. And I think they did a great song. So if you want to hear it, everybody that knows Alchemist, they know the sound that he brings. I think this is even like another level. Like Alchemist stepped to another level. He was already great, stepped up to another level. And these two together, they killed it, man.
Suplexes inside of complexes and duplexes.
Oh, man. Suplexes inside. This song is with your man, Jay Electronica, and I was talking to the director earlier, cause that's his man's Jay Electronica. You know what I mean? I like Jay. I like Jay. I wish he would come out with an album. I really do. I don't know where Mac Miller found Jay Electronica. They asked him on the radio, he didn't give a definite answer. I don't know how he found him. They did great work on it. Jay Electronica did what he does. Mac Miller did a great job on the song too. I love the drums on the. It's real like a funky. It sounds like a regular acoustic drum kit that they put on this joint, and it's really hot. The sample is pretty cool. It sounds like they took it from like a monster movie of some sort. I really rock with it. I think you will as well. So check out the Suplexes Inside. Great jam. I like the Someone Like You record. I think the record was cool. It's a song about him talking about somebody that he really seems that he cared for, that he loved a lot. and it just didn't work out. And I thought one reason why I picked this record on this album is because many times artists put out so many songs that have really nothing to do with them as a person. And I think that we as, people that love the music, we want to know more about the person. That's the age that we're in. Back in the day, I didn't know anything about the artists that I liked, aside from what was told in the source or, in the source at that time. But now, people really are interested in your Twitters and your Instagrams and stuff like that. So I thought it was a really good vibe, a really good style, a really good song. And he did his thing on it. He showed his range, if you will, on this song. So check out Someone Like You. So guys, we've come to the end of the road, and now we're gonna talk about whether you should or should not feast upon this album. I'm gonna say feast, which is buy it. Feast and buy it are the same thing. How do I come up with this? I like this album. I think you should buy it. I think you should support it because it's really, when this album came out, it was going up against J. Cole and Kanye West. And it still did 100,000. It was, it was of its own. I think he did a great job because it brought attention to him. He has his own niche fan base. He doesn't need to compete with anybody. His numbers probably were going to be his numbers regardless of who he was going up against. So I think it's a great body of work. If you're a guy that likes samples, hip hop, drums, you like the old school, it's 90s, but it's not 90s. It's that 90s sound, but it's definitely updated 90s sound. And I think he did a great job with it. Buy it now. Do it. Why would I lead you astray? Why would I lead you wrong? Mickey Dunn, the Unnamed Music Show, the best host out of all of them.